If you don't think this is a Toytally cool toy, you're gonna get a roundhouse in the jaw. Spoke too soon. What's up, Toy Fam, and welcome back to another Throwback Thursday here on your Toytally Cool channel. I'm Big Joe, taking you on another adventure into the wonderful world of the Street Fighter. Yes, we did Guile, we did Ken. Today, we're going to feature the first female fighter first female playable fighter in the Street Fighter video game. And that is none other than Chun-Li, or as my friends in grade school used to say, Chun-Li. See, Chun-Li. Chun-Li is the first female playable character in Street Fighter where you only had four. It was Ken, Guile, Chun-Li, and Ryu. Now this was a fan favorite for female fighters. At least they could play video games that were not just for boys because there was a female character that could represent the girls. So it was an equal opportunity video game. Oh, before we open her up, let's look at the box. Again, it looks like an arcade machine. It's got the health bar on top. It's got the buttons and the joystick. Doesn't have the joystick, but picture of a joystick in front. And then you've got Chun-Li on the side. It says Chun-Li. By the way, I'd like to point this out. I haven't been able to point this out in the previous ones. This is the same picture that she had when you chose her character. It would just pop on the screen and says Chun-Li. Yes. And then on the back, you have Chun-Li in an action pose. And then you've got all the other characters. So let's take her out from the bottom. Okay, and let's see what she's made of. This video game was made by Capcom, and there were a lot of versions of it. I think it's now in its 6th or 7th iteration. Had a few other versions, but I was personally a fan of the Street Fighter World of Champions, or the Final Challengers, or whatever. I can't remember which game that was, but I loved it. I loved so many new characters like Fei Long and T-Hawk and who else? DJ. Alright, let's take out Chun-Li from because in itself the characters are already amazing. But what's fascinating about this toy is not just the character or the toy, but the backdrop that comes with it. See, it's got the memorable the backdrop of her stage when you reach Chun-Li's stage, and it's got. Does it have the guy riding the bike? Yes, there's that guy riding the bike. Like there's two people fighting in front of you. There's a chicken and there's somebody on a bike, and nobody really cares. So let's set that aside and take. Ooh, they really do come with a lot of surprises. I love the effects. Can you guess what the effect is? I think I know what it is. So what Chun-Li is known for, she has a couple of signature moves. They all have two signature moves. For Guile, it was the jackknife and the sonic boom. For Ken, they have three. Ken and Ryu have three. They have the fireball, the Hadouken, the Shoryuken, which is the uppercut, and then you have the spin, the helicopter kick. For Chun-Li, her first real signature move was the lightning kick, and the second one, the spinning round kick, where she turns over on her hands, does a handstand, and does a helicopter kick. All right. So guess what this effect is for? But before that, let's take her. Oh, finally, they don't have plastic ties. No more plastic ties. But here, you got to push her butt out. there's a hole in the plastic, so you don't ruin the plastic, and you push her butt out. That doesn't seem nice.
Yeah, boy.
Especially if there are kids watching, that doesn't look nice. You don't poke her butt like that if you're a gentleman. But you got to take out the toy. There is a tie. I didn't see it. There's one around her waist. I didn't see it. But that's fixable. Okay, off the bat. Very recognizable. What happened to her head? I take that as a sign to remove the regular looking head and just look at it. Replace it with a fierce head to complete the look. There we go. There we go. All right. Another recognizable feature of Chun-Li, two recognizable features are the top knot. I mean, top knot. I don't know what these are. These are like buns, like not pork buns because she's Chinese. That's not right. But they could be pork buns. And then you've got these bracelets that's got spikes on them. So really, really menacing. Right? And then this dress. That's a little bit too revealing. Okay. Now, the legs appear to be wearing pants, but the original iteration of Chun-Li did not have, I mean, they had skin-colored legs. Basically, she was wearing this dress, and people always wondered, what's she wearing underneath, right? So, I don't even want to take a peek, because it looks like she's wearing pants. She's wearing pants, because the color of the arms are different for the legs, with the legs. It's got nice boots, looks like Adidas. No, they're not Adidas, they're not Puma. They're not your typical sneaker. But you also have these great accents on the dress. Look at the back. And look at the shoulders. There's nice yellow trim. Okay. Although I like the fact that they do the same in front, but it doesn't, it's kind of, you know, that's one thing about video game female characters. They accentuate the bosom too much. Right? If you look at this, it's like it's shaped around her, you know. I don't want to dwell on that too much, but let's look at the figure. Although she's skinnier than the other two that we've featured so far, it still stands very strong. I like the consistency of the Jada Toys because if you take it out of the box and you put it on the desk, it stands really well. And I think it's because of the proportion. Now, while you're looking at that, let's take out the base, the stand, and the effects. Okay, effects. So I asked earlier, do you know what this effect is for? Because Chun-Li has a signature move that would probably be useful for this effect. Let's put it in. Takes a little bit more force than the others, but there you go, it stands. It's the you fold the elbow like so, and then you do it like that, and you insert it in the middle. You got it. It's got to be up high. There we go. There we go. I think that's how you do it. Wow. You win. Perfect. Wow. That's just amazing, man. That's just amazing. Okay, now that we've had so much fun playing with Chun-Li, let's do a toy review. I can't, for the life of me, I can't get enough of this. I can't get enough of this. Absolutely amazing. All right, let's do a toy review. Let's do a toy review. I can't wait to do the final toy review, but let's do a toy review. First impression, hands down, it just keeps getting better and better. You're defeated. Just keeps getting better and better. You know, it's a dream come true. These toys, Chun-Li by herself, is just, look at that effect, man. Look at that effect. Just nice. Okay. And then you've got all the musculature. Okay. First impression, I was like, can it get any better? It does get better. As we do these toy reviews, it just keeps getting better and better. And I love the fact that Jada Toys has shown consistency. Price point, I keep saying this about the Jada Toys Street Fighters. They're not as expensive as they look. All these effects, specific to the character, and these are well thought of effects. For this price, it's actually starting to look like a steal. A very good deal. So a price point is just on point, maybe even lower. It's even cheaper than, you know, I can't say cheaper. It's more value for your money. All right? Shelf appeal. Come on. Will you quit it? She looks great on any shelf, just standing like that. Playability, I showed you how she's gonna look with Ken, you know, fighting Ken and all that. Put her with a Ken and a fireball. Tons and tons of play fun, right? Let's do a final toy review. Like, do we have to? Is it even necessary? Do we have to? Is she not cool? Really? That's part of the options. Is she cool? Maybe, yes. Or is she totally cool? Let me know what you think in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. For the third straight Thursday in a row, Jada Toys takes the cake with another totally cool toy. I'm just winded, but I'm having fun. Let me tell you why. Why she's a totally cool. All of the nostalgia makes her a really good throwback item. The bracelets, the hair, and then the kick effect. The kick effect. And it can even go high. She's everything that I ever thought she would be if she came to life as a toy. So that ends our episode, and I had fun with this one. And thank you for watching until the end. Hope to see you on future episodes. Next week, it's going to be Ryu. That's going to be a ton of fun. So don't forget to hit like, subscribe, and smash that bell button. Follow us on Facebook, TikTok, and Instagram. And always remember, this is Big Joe reminding you, toys are not just cool. They're totally cool. So happy collecting. Bye-bye. What's with the sound effect, man? Spinning round, kick. Spinning round, kick.